you're reading, this is the PWR part of Power Up, where we talk about what we've been reading. Last week, Trisha and I divulged into all the things that we were reading. So if you want to check that out, that's in the episode. This week, though, we have a guest. Anthony Carboni is joining us to talk about what he's currently reading. Now, reading can be comic books. It can be books. We can discuss all of that kind of stuff. So let's get into it. Anthony, how you going? What you reading?
I am reading The Girl from the Other Side, which is a manga that's on, I think volume 9 here in the States has been translated, and it is, it's the editorial team that created the Ancient Magus' Bride. So if you've watched that anime last year, which was very popular, they're the same team that created that, and this is this like really beautiful fantasy series where there is an inside and an outside. An inside is the city, and you're safe in the city, and in the outside, it's danger. Everybody has been turning into monsters, and if a monster touches you, you too turn into a monster.
Just touches you? Not even bites like zombies?
Nope, can't. If they touch you, you turn into a monster, and it's about this girl, Shiva, who lives in the outside with a monster that she calls Teacher.
She's touching it.
She never touches him. She never touches him, and he can't touch her. You can see, like on the cover, she's like running around. She looks like she's grabbing him, but she's like grabbing onto his clothes. She can never touch him directly, and for whatever reason, Teacher still has his human mind, and he's trying to raise her.
How did that happen?
Unclear at the beginning of the story, and so I don't want to give it away. But she calls him Teacher. She doesn't really remember much about where she comes from, only that her aunt is supposed to come for her. And he knows by being on the outside that her aunt is not coming from her. If a person is put on the outside, it's because it's believed that they are going to be turning into a monster. And even though she was put outside, it looks like wrongfully, they won't take her back. And so he's trying to raise her. And it's a really beautiful series. It gives me a lot of vibes of like the Ancient Magus' Bride, obviously, but also like if you're somebody who really loves things like Eco or Shadow of the Colossus in terms of games and aesthetic and storytelling, it's also like, even though this is a very intense story, it's told like a domestic fairy tale, right?
What? Wow,
like,
I've got so many questions.
This looks so good, but also so creepy. Is it creepy?
It can be creepy in moments for sure. Maybe like another thing that I think it's pretty close to is Over the Garden Wall. If you remember that cartoon where it's like, it's funny and adorable and sweet, but there is definitely like an undercurrent of horror the entire time. It's real lovely.
Hold on, how did you stumble across this?
I was at my local comic book shop, secret headquarters, the SHQ, over on the east side of LA. Shout out. And they recommend things to me all the time. I was buying almost everything on the stands a couple years ago when Trish and I were hosting that show for Comic-Con HQ. I just started reading all comic books, and then I pared it back. But they know my taste now. And like when I walked in, Julie, who works there, was like, "Anthony, I put this aside for you. You're gonna fucking love it." And I was like, she was like, "This is for you." And I was like, "Okay, I'm into it. Let's go."
What's it called again?
It's called The Girl from the Other Side. And it is you can get it in volumes right now. This is one of the ones where like, even if you read most of your comics digitally, I would recommend grabbing this one as a physical. It's the smaller like manga style like quarterly book, and it's just really beautiful art, and it's like lovely to hold it in your hands and see the detail. But it is out on Comixology as well.
Okay, great. Do you know in this time that we can't go to our local comic book store and just pick up a physical copy? I would check your local comic book stores and see if they ship, if they will ship you something, or if they will have someone drop off like contactless delivery Bago comics at your door on Tuesdays. That would be great.
Yeah, support local businesses if you can.
Yeah, a lot of them are doing that right now. I know the secret headquarters is doing that right now too, where like you can hit them up and like roll by and pick up a stack of books, or they'll deliver them.
Yeah, I'm like freaking out because I can't find, somewhere in the move, I can't find my first 3 volumes of Lock and Key. I have 4, 5, and 6, but I don't have 1, 2. I have them all digitally, but I want them in print for my bookshelf, and I can only find volumes 4, 5, and 6 in my house. So I'm like, I'm wondering, like, did I lend them? Anthony, did I lend you volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Lock and Key?
No.
Okay.
Maybe you should have kept them under lock and key.
Well done, Maude.
No, but I think you were the person who recommended it to me, though, and I definitely like bought it immediately.
Yeah, because it's so good.
It is. I can't believe you're missing those volumes. It's part of your. I don't know. They come close.
I like your puns, Maude.
Puns don't kill people.
I like your puns, Maude.
Thank you. This looks really interesting, though. I'm not super into manga. I know that, like, some people are, like, super into comic books, graphic novels, manga, it falls under that. I like to read or listen to books at the moment. But I really like sort of the premise here. I'm always a little bit confused by sort of like a strange adult raising a young girl, like that dynamic. Can you actually just talk through that dynamic for me and just like, you know, how that relationship works? Because it obviously sounds like this monster with a human brain is protecting the young one.
Yes, he's definitely protecting her. They live in like a little house, and he watches over her, and basically like he knows that there are monsters out there. He's trying to give her some sort of type of normalcy. He's also very worried about what's going to happen to him over time and his condition, obviously. But it's definitely very much, she calls him teacher for a reason. It's a teacher-student relationship. And he's just like, I'm just taking care of you until your aunt comes. You know what I mean? Even though he knows that's not going to happen. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds, okay, cool. Trisha, I think you and I are reading the same book at the moment.
Are we?
Say what?
Because you're reading it for Nerdist Book Club, aren't you?
Yes.
I just reread it for Tolkien Reading Day. It was Tolkien Reading Day at the end of March, so I read a snippet of it for a Tolkien Reading Day celebration, and that inspired me to read the whole thing because it's a quick read. It's a fun, quick read, so you can buzz through it pretty quick. And since I consider myself a real life hobbit, for sure, and so much of my life is based around Lord of the Rings and Tolkien literature.
Your WikiFeet score is too high for you to be a hobbit.
What's too high?
Your WikiFeet score.
Yeah.
Only because of laser hair removal. Otherwise, real life hobbit.
Real life hobbit. Trisha Hirschberger, real life hobbit.
Yeah, totally.
I guess that makes me what? One of the elves?
Oh, you would definitely be an elf.
Yeah, you're an elf.
Thank you so much. Welcome to my forest. We like to make things. We're very important. Yeah, okay, I can get behind that. I have actually never read Tolkien before. Fun fact about me. In high school, I hated reading because I was made to read and then dissect it and then write, sent 10 pages on the thematic breakdowns on books. And so I really had a bad relationship with them. As soon as high school finished, I wanted to learn to read and love reading. And so I got Fellowship of the Ring. 3 pages in, it was like a flower blossomed out of the page because it was such flourishing words and usage of words that I was like, oh, not today. And I just never ended up reading them and just read everything else instead.
What did Maude say to the Fellowship of the Ring? Not today.
Yeah, right. But with The Hobbit, like, it really does have like children fairy tale-esque language behind it. And the author refers to himself in the first person, which for me is so bothersome, but I'll tell you more about that later. Who are you? How are you telling me this? Like, why is this about you?
The storyteller, Maude. It's like Princess Bride. There's a storyteller.
No, it's Peter Falk. Like, that makes sense. I get that. But
Peter Falk. Even in the novel, it's Peter Falk telling the story.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't like that about it. But and like, here's 13 dwarf names and 7 of them rhyme and cool. And I'm just like, so this will be a very interesting read, but it is going to be oh, there you go. He wrote it for his children. Thank you, the Double Think Press. That makes a lot of sense to me now. I think I've also got a bit of taste in my mouth because the Hobbit should not have been 3 movies.
Oh. No.
And the
this
more
was-
I'm reading this, the more desperate I am to see what, like, has someone done a one movie edit? Have they just?
Oh, yes.
condensed
There are
and-
one movie edits that exist online. I can't believe they made it 3 movies and still cut out Tom Bombadil.
Yeah. Where was Tom Bombadil?
Where was Tom Bombadil? Maude, have
Who
you
is
gotten
Tom
Bombadil
Bombadil?
yet?
Oh, don't worry. You just get to Tom Bombadil and everything's gonna be okay.
I wish
Okay.
Tom Bombadil was like in Cats, because that I like the name Bombadil. He sounds like he's about to drop a fat track down. Give me a beat. It's Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil.
He
You know,
definitely does.
friend
He
of
does
all
drop
three of
a
us,
beat.
friend of all 3 of us and the show, Steve Zaragoza, has been trying to get the internet to trend Steve for Tom Bombadil because he so desperately wants to play Bombadil in something at
God.
some point.
Dude, but Tom Bombadil, he does drop rhymes. He dances. He's a showman, Tom Bombadil, and he's so much more. I can't wait for you to meet Tom Bombadil.
I'm totally going to picture Steve Zaragoza in this role now.
You should.
Hey,
It's
You
perfect.
should.
what percentage of Steve Zaragoza is also Hobbit, would you say, Trisha, as a fellow Hobbit?
Oh, Steve is quite hobbity, for sure. Yeah, Steve is quite hobbity. He's got round features. He's not a super tall dude. He is on the hairy side, and he's happy all the time. Steve is a
Very
hobbit.
friendly. He's very friendly, and now that he's very into ponchos, I just see him even more as a hobbit. He's so into ponchos now.
Well, I mean, as a skirt wearer, he's just finally understood the luxuries of a crutch breeze.
Sure.
Sure.
I would call it hobbit bounding.
Ooh.
He's hobbit bounding.
That's a whole lot better than what I said, so there you go. Anthony, where would you fall? Are you an Urukai, or are you more of a hobbit, or are you an elf?
I feel like as a pretty boring average white guy, I'd probably just wind up a human. I'd probably just wind up a human.
Don't sell yourself short. At least be a Numenorian.
Normal guy.
Just normal
starring
guy.
Anthony, what's his name?
Just looking for a normal woman with a turkey sandwich. Where is she?
You're a Numenorian, Anthony.
Sure.
We'll
call me that.
Humans for the
Anthony would be-
human-like for the non-Tolkien people out there.
Yeah.
Aragorn.
Sure. Very noble. That's who I am. Super noble.
The only problem is, if you play a human, you just don't get dark vision. And, you know, when you're doing dungeon crawls, it's really difficult because then you
No
have to have a
buffs.
torch all the time.
No decent buffs at all.
Yeah.
That's not
the
true.
problem.
Numenorians live for a really long time. Not quite as long as elves, but much longer than what the normal human lifespan would be.
How old am I going to be?
You're an elf forever,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
I live forever?
Not
Hundreds and
forever,
hundreds.
ever.
Forever, ever?
Forever. I mean, just ask
Forever
Orlando
never seems
Bloom,
so
not
long.
forever.
There you go. Okay. All right, cool. I feel like
I'd like
I'm...
to be a wizard.
There you go.
That would be cool.
There it is. You wanted to be normal, and now you found your truth.
No, I mean, I think I would be normal, but I would like to be a wizard.
Has anyone met a normal wizard? Actually, has anyone met a wizard? Because that's a great conversation that I'd like to start with. But then let's get into the nitty-gritties of the fact that a normal wizard would not exist.
It's true.
Sometimes I'll ask random people, just like, you know, on the down, like real quiet, like real stuff. Are you a wizard?
Nathan Swap
You
says
wizard?
Anthony the Blue Wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
What? You don't have the
Anthony the
sun.
Blue.
Why? Because he blew it?
Turn around. Turn around for 10 seconds. You can turn back in 10 seconds.
Don't scold her. This is Maude's show. Guest.
This is not a show!
Guest Anthony. This is Maude and Trisha's show.
Yeah!
You get out of
Wait
here
a-
with your pun
Wait
hate.
a second!
She
Sir.
did it.
Not
She
enough
did
magic in the world. All right, guys, let us know what you're reading. Any reading recommendations? If you are also reading The Hobbit, which version of Audible are you listening to? Because there's about 7. One of them goes for 11 and a half hours. One of them goes for 4 hours. So I'm so confused. There's a couple of dramatized versions of it, but
But just enjoy it. Enjoy the heck out of it, all right, y'all?
I'm trying. I just want to play Final Fantasy VII is my problem.
Well, you'll get to that. You'll get
All
to
the
that.
time in the world. Well, there you go. We have reading recommendations there. We've got, this is our first time, actually, you're our first guest, but a manga recommendation, something that I don't usually come across. So that was really important to me. Anthony, where can people find more of you?
Oh my gosh, you can listen to the podcast We Have Concerns. Just go to a podcast app or scream out a window to a bird, We Have Concerns, and that's how you subscribe. I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Anthony Carboni, and we're in a bit of a production downtime, but you can catch me on the official Star Wars YouTube channel for the Star Wars show. That's just youtube.com/Star Wars.
What you playing on Twitch?
Right now I'm playing Control, baby, and Animal Crossing. Mornings are for Animal Crossing.
I still have the
Nights are for
ocarina
Control.
that you gave me in Animal Crossing, so thank you.
You're welcome.
But I just you know the camel, I believe it is, that's like,
Sahara,
hey,
yeah.
do you want to maybe get some mystery wallpaper? Yeah, my house is now a swamp. I got swamp flooring, and so now it looks like I literally do shit in the woods. Yeah.
I have a whole room in my house that's a dump. It's a literal garbage dump. There's a trash fire in it.
What are you, like Garbage Pail Kids or something?
It just that she gave me a trash wallpaper, and I found a trash like floor covering, and I built a trash fire in a pile of tires. It's amazing.
You know, 2 years from now, I'm finally going to get into this Animal Crossing game, and everyone else is not going to be playing anymore, and I won't be able to trade with anyone or visit anybody.
Yeah, no, I think I'm already over it. I want someone to come into my house and decorate for me. I just don't care. Like, I've been running around without pants on for half this game at this stage because I just don't care.
It's art imitating life, Maudie.
Is that why you built a trash fire?
It's life imitating art. You're just like, somebody come in and decorate my house for me, and I refuse to put on pants. If you can run around, you can run around with a glass of what they call vacation juice in Animal Crossing.
Ooh.
How do you get that? What's the?
Is it a pina colada?
It looks like a tropical drink, but they don't call it alcohol because it's Nintendo, and so you can get vacation juice. I don't know how to get it yet. I
need me some vacation juice. That's for sure.
A pantsless Maud running around with vacation juice in a house where she just wants somebody to clean and decorate it for her is maybe the ultimate real life simulation.
Yeah. Okay, no wonder I can't stand this game and just want to get into Final Fantasy. This makes a lot of sense. Final Fantasy, not reality.
It's going to be so good. I'm so excited to finish Final Fantasy. I'm sorry. I'm like, I kind of want to play Animal Crossing, but also Final Fantasy VII, which is what happens to me with a lot of the recommendations that we talk about in the show. I'm like, yes, that looks interesting, but also this other thing I've been obsessed with for years that I haven't gotten to yet. You know, it's a good time to be into fandom stuff, guys. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. Is Maude going to stream Final Fantasy VII Remake? Probs. No. I like to play video games for me. I share so much already. Speaking of, we were supposed to do 2 more segments after this, but we have run incredibly over. Trish, it's your call. Do you want to do one, the other, drop them both? It's your channel.
You know what? Let's go ahead and do a quick Bombs Away Q&A. How's that sound?
Just drop them. Just drop them both.
We're going to do a speed round then.
Yeah, speed round, Bombs Away Q&A.
If you know the last time you put on pants or brushed your teeth, you're a cop. We don't need to do every segment.
No, we don't. We make the rules. We make the rules here.
And we break those rules. Alrighty, we've got a couple of questions for Bombs Away. If you want to get them in, if you're watching live, you can absolutely do that. Trisha's going to catch those in the chat. But those Geek Bombers have submitted their questions already on the Patreon. Justin Johnson, answer as quickly as possible, please, people. Do you think the increase in both streaming and posting video content because of the pandemic will continue after things calm down, or even encourage more distance collaboration using services such as Zoom, Google Meeting, etc.? Very interesting time for the tech world indeed. Your thoughts in 10 seconds or less.
I definitely think so, yes.
I think that there will be more collaboration in offices and workplace as a whole, but I do think we'll watch content creation spin back down to a slightly more regular volume, something more like we were used to before the pandemic.
Internet can't handle this, so hopefully everyone just kind of calms down a little bit. But I make content for a living, so
there we go. All right, I got a question from Syntax Chair in Twitch chat. Says Potter houses for the host. Ravenclaw.
Slytherin.
Gryffindor. Love that question. Ollie Mawson says...
I was just about to flick you off on camera, and I realized I shouldn't do that on your stream. But know that I was about to do it, Maud.
Why?
Gryffindor.
Gryffindorable?
Get out of here.
And
House of the
well-
Snake.
Oh.
STS says, be honest, Maude. People think you're not Gryffindor right now.
My God, I've taken the test like 15 times. I think I've got 3 or 4 different accounts on Pottermore. One time in 2016, it put me in Slytherin, all right? But every other time, Gryffindor. There is not even like 14 letters in Gryffindor that I could substitute one of the letters for one in Slytherin.
It's a thin line between Gryffindor and Slytherin. That's
And you
all
know,
I'm
there's
saying.
a lot of Twitch chat that's live right now is saying that Maude's a Slytherin. In
I
their
can see
estimation.
that, but she's definitely a Gryffindor.
You know what? The hat takes your choice into consideration, Maude, and if you're feeling Gryffindor, Gryffindor it is.
Yeah, I just think the chat thinks it's the sorting hat when it's not, but that's something Slytherin would say, so I wouldn't say that because I'm an elf. You know, I'm an elf now, not a house elf. Next question. Ollie Mawson says, if you're ever feeling down or a bit stressed, what's your happy place, film, show, or game that you put on to cheer yourself up?
Anything Zelda, Blade Runner, and there's the first Stone Roses album that's just called The Stone Roses.
All right. Shish?
The Never-Ending Story. It makes me very happy.
Even though it's so sad.
Yeah, but it's so good. It's about the underdog protagonist saving dreams for the whole world.
That's lovely. Buffy has been doing it for me. I've been doing a rewatch for a few months now. It's so good. I just like it. Women kicking butt. You got a question?
Yes. STS2884 in Twitch chat says, question, what's your lightsaber color?
Purple. 2 of them.
Ooh.
And they're like a Sage Ventress's blade, so it's got a curved hilt.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, man.
Dun, 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 dun. I've thought about this a lot.
It's either, look, here's the thing. It's either red or it's blue. And I go back and forth day to day.
Do you know what that is? Purple. Red and blue is purple.
But it's not purple. Purple is a totally different thing. My lightsaber would either be red or blue.
Got
Why
it.
don't you do dual combat and have red and blue? And if you're feeling in a good mood, you're jutting with the blue one. If you're just feeling a little evil, get the red one out.
Just Grievous it. You know what I mean? Just have a whole bunch of them ready to go.
I think mine would be
Trish.
blue. I think blue.
Yeah, I see that.
Trish, you're a yellow. You're a gold for sure.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you're
that's
gold.
true. Yeah, Trisha Sunshine.
You're definitely gold.
Okay, I'll take it.
Seb X says, how was making your home studio? Are you happy with the setup, the ups and downs from working from home?
My
I
home
love
studio
Trisha's
was pretty
studio.
set up.
Yeah. Hers looks perfect. I'm not happy with my camera. I'm not happy with my internet and how potatoey it makes me look. I feel like I still got a little bit to go. And this
I think I really nailed the lighting in mine.
It's otherworldly. Do you have any more questions?
Okay, yes, let's see. Here, wait, I did have one more, and it just got away with me because chat is going a little bit too fast. Let me see. It was a good one, too. I'm gonna find it. Oh, here. Fluffy Squirrel says, question, what's the most comfortable video game controller?
Comfortable.
I mean, the amount I've been playing, I have played Xbox. I get blisters sometimes. Like, it gets sore.
I would say the Xbox Elite series.
Yeah. I think the heft and like the actual like feeling in the hand of an Xbox controller, I like the best of an Xbox One, but I do wind up playing PlayStation more. But I like whenever I play my Xbox, I'm like, ooh.
Well,
yeah.
Anthony, you must be so excited about the PS5 controller then, because it's an Xbox controller.
Well, I mean, look, at this
Mixed
point...
in with Eve from Wall-E.
I mean, at this point in time, like, all controllers that aren't a PlayStation controller are basically, like, because here's the Nintendo Pro controller. I have, like, a third-party controller. Like, they're all kind of, like, turning into one controller layout. And I do think there are some interesting changes to the PS5 one, where I wonder how comfortable it is in the hand with that weird, like, batarang point that it comes down to on the grips. I can't wait to actually see what this thing is like.
I'm with you on that. Classy Librarian, maybe we'll do one last one. Classy Librarian says D&D classes for the host. Not the class you play the most, but I'm going to give a little disclaimer. The class you think you are most like in real life.
Rogue.
I kind of want you to tell us what we would be.
Ooh. I don't know. I think me personally is closest to a mage because I love to do fun, fantastical things, but it's never something that comes inherently. It's something I work really hard for. So I have to study. I have to memorize my spells. Mage.
I see you, Trish, definitely in the magical arts, but I definitely see you more as a cleric. You're such a little ray of sunshine. You're such a little healer.
What would I? Because I was gonna say I play assassin a lot. I would have thought that I was, in the rogue-esque side of things, but then I would have thought, at the end of the day, I'm probably a cleric because I put other people before me a lot and help them.
Yeah, Maude, I don't know that I would give you rogue because I feel like if someone's going to be a rogue in real life, that I'm thinking people that are like into gymnastics or karate or have a very high real life dexterity. And I say this in the most loving way ever because I trip over myself and walk into walls all the time. So that is not a slight. I'm just saying I don't see you as like the dexterity is your highest stat, which is what I think of for rogue.
Oh, so you're saying that you're really smart, Trisha?
No, I'm saying I work really hard. I memorize things real well.
I know, that was just a slight, sorry, that was actually, oh, wait a second. Then what, I'm a bard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a bard.
Yeah, I'm a bard.
I think most of Australia is a bard.
Oh, I love that.
You're a real bard college.
Okay, all right, I'll do bard.
Yeah.
I'll be on bardable.
I like that. Anthony?
I definitely think I'm probably a rogue, but you're right about the dexterity. Personality wise, I'm definitely more rogue. But,
you could be a high charisma rogue, and you just kind of like main intimidation and persuasion.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
That probably seems right.
Not intimidation. No. Persuasion.
Are you kidding? I got you to turn around in your chair on your own show.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you're very persuasive. Yeah. Okay.
This is why you need the cleric here to be like, cut it out, sir. Let's be nice to everybody.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to tell everyone about it. I'm going to put it into a song, and your name will be tarnished for it. I'm a bard. Yeah. Great questions. Thank you so much to all the dragon riders and the bomber backers who are participating in these power-ups every single week. It's so cool. Anthony Carboni, thank you so much for being our first guest for Power Up Guest Edition.
Thank you so much for having me. This was wonderful.